Now, a long time ago, my video game looked like this. Now it looks like this. Now, how did we get here? Well, stick around till the very end, and I'll explain some very important updates and really cool abilities on what we're doing. I'll explain everything now. Now, before we get in here, I just want to say one thing. Please forget about my old devlog. It never happened. It never existed. You never saw it. Here, look into this. Now, a Baldi Basics inspired game. What could it be about? Well, I've been playing Baldi Basics for a while, and I just loved the challenge of it and the roguelike capabilities of the gameplay. But with updates coming out, it just keeps getting harder and harder for me to beat the game. I can't even get to floor 5 without losing all 3 of my lives. But that's what makes it a great game. I grew up with games that had very simple goals, but were hard as balls to complete. CUPHEAD, beat the bosses, Hello Neighbor, get into the basement. Only the alphas kept their promise. Getting over it. But Baldi Basics was something else, and I love it. I love its current development plans as it's a full game as it is. No chapters, heck, it doesn't even have lore. It's all made by one guy for an art jam back in 2018. Now, the creator tries to compare it with Mascot Horror, but some people just don't see it that way. Heck, I don't see it that way. It just really stands out. But anyways, what about my game? I had the idea of my game a while back in the middle of my Hello Neighbor development. I made another video about that, go check it out. And I just wanted to drop something simple as my use of Unreal Engine during the time wasn't fully capable. But I did drop some funny cartoon characters for comics that I made a while back, and I just threw them in as placeholders for no reason. And surprisingly, something was there. I didn't care, and I still don't, whether this game's gonna be good or bad. I just wanted a game to release. Now, for the story of the game, I just came upon an old script I wrote for an old game that was in the making, and I changed a few words, changed a few things, and it came out as original. Heck, I was throwing stuff at the wall. Literally. Okay, it's gonna be an Office Space game. Oh, kind of like the Backrooms. Nah, screw that. I'm gonna add people in it, walking around and slowing it down. Oh, like Exit 8. Nah, screw that. I'm gonna add people looking weird as hell, like another alternative dimension of society, like a video game of Digital Circus. No, screw that. I'm gonna make you work. You have a job, you want to leave, but need work done. Oh, so like Baldi Basics. What? But not everything was inspired by Baldi Basics. But what really got me on the right track with it was with Roblox Situation. I don't want to elaborate, but I just miss the old days of actual peak games on Roblox during the time. So I made it to where you start out in a lobby, and I added some entertainment. There's a pool table and a party room. Good luck finding it. And I also added a tutorial room that teaches you how to play. Now, as we're currently working on this, we want this game to come out fast. So we had to cut out like 3/4 of the ideas I had for this game to make it super peak. Sad, but I'll discuss that later. So, what do I mean by we? Well, I introduced him a few times in old videos, but Underthebed Studios is helping program the current layout of the game. And I tell you, this game wouldn't have been possible without them. So, let me explain what we cooked up. Ideas went left and right, and I wanted some sort of original art style without having to rip ideas straight from Baldi. So I focused more on Mario 64, Homestar Runner, and old Doom-style games. Some of the stuff I grew up with, like old Flash animations. And while toying around with Unreal Engine graphics for a while, I came up with this. Now, it wasn't perfect. The Unreal Engine was designed to make your PC explode, but it just worked with the style we're going for. Now, the walls were the first thing to be designed, as I wanted some sort of eye measurement for the player instead of just being a loss and a void of color, and it also had to work with the office vibe. I researched for a while and found that offices typically have like either wooden panels or they're just plain white. But when they get old and start to decay, you can start to see the outline of the panel textures. So I drew a blue panel with some black outline at the bottom for that trim feel, and surprisingly, it worked. And when I tried a few other alternative designs, some of them started to come together. Now, my original idea for this game was to have a Frutiga Arrow style, but it was too plain. Now, the player's design did come from Fruitigate Arrow style, but the office itself just didn't work. But I just didn't want to fall into the same vibe of liminal space and just have it look like the back rooms. And then that's when I came across a word that similarly falls into the same category of liminal space, but it wasn't liminal space. It's a little word called minimalism design. Take this one for example. What do you think this movie is about? It's The Matrix, with the iconic red and blue pill. How about this poster? Of course it's The Lion King, because it has the iconic scene from the movie. And there are so many others, and it just works well with this office feel to it. Very simple. So, I made it to where there's 3 floors to this office, and you have to take elevators to get to them. Separately. It's kind of lame when you have to take the same elevator up and down. You could just immediately get to the first floor. So I want to have it to where the player's always moving. I added some doors, I added some windows for easy access so you can look into some of these offices, and the rest is for you to explore. Now, the characters. I did elaborate on some characters, but I made a poll on my channel and almost 60% of you really wanted to see Sage. And I'll get to him. For now, I want to talk about some other characters and then work my way forward. First up is Archie and Charlie. They are conjoint twins. They only double the trouble, and if you get close to them or you're in their line of sight at a short range, they will tattletale on you and report you to someone. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, even the NPCs can use the elevators. Next up is Janitor. I don't know. You'll have to find out in the game. Next up is Watchman. Now, I animated him, I 3D modeled him, and as of recording this right now, Underthebed Studios is currently working on the coding for him right now. So what he will do is he'll wander the halls around the whole building, and if he sees you, he will gun down the hallway towards you, and you cannot outrun him. But he'll only stop when you're either in a cubicle or in an office room. If he catches you, so yeah, keep your distance. Now, this next character, I really wanted to add a 2D Doom-style sprite NPC into this game, but I also wanted to do the same energy as drawing 2D animations from CUPHEAD. And this guy is a Don Bluth art style. I had to learn how to draw Disney Don Bluth art style to come up with this dude. Now, animating something in my style is easy, but having to do legendary art designs is something else. Because originally for this game, I wanted the whole game to be a Don Bluth art style, because some of the elements were inspired by Dragon's Lair. But I'll talk about that for another time. There is a mini game I'm trying to add in here that has the Don Bluth art style, but that's for another time. Advertiser will wander the halls, and if you run into him, bam, your whole screen is covered with advertisements, and it'll be a while before they all go away. There is an item in the game that takes care of this, but I won't spoil it. Now, moving on, there are the Hierarchs. This is where Sage comes in. And Supervisor. Now, these people are important to progress the game. You see, the mission of this game is to reach a quota called kudos. You get the kudos by working on computers around the place, but some of them just won't give you the points yet. Instead, they will dispense file boxes. Now, you have to read them carefully because they will not leave your inventory until you deliver them. By reading the name on the box, you have to go to the floor where the hierarch is and deliver it to them. Now, again, read the box carefully. You'll still earn the points if you hand them the wrong box, but it will come at a cost. Fun fact, Sage was the first ever finished character before the game. As for Supervisor, now what do you do when you have a real-life mother who has the same personality as Stella from Haluva Boss? Simple. You combine them two, put them into the game, make them the loudest NPC in the game, and the scariest thing about her? French. Now, this next NPC is very important. He is the reason you are on the move. the boss. The boss hates overnight workers, so the moment you start the game, you better move before the clock reaches overtime. Now, this is the finished design for the boss, but the original idea for the AI was having him roam around the whole building. He's kind of faster than you, but he'll never leave you alone until you start working. And if he sees you working, he'll say, "Oh, you're just finishing up. Good job," and he'll leave you alone for a short while. You gotta make sure you finish up before overtime. But if he catches you slacking, or you mucking about, or going somewhere else, he will chase you. And if he catches you... Yeah, and it was fun. And it was actually pretty fun. It was gonna be the original idea for the game, until something happened. It's different now. You'll have to find out in the game. So, where we are right now is not far from release. I'm working on the animations, the texture designs, the ideas, the plot, and Underthebed Studios is working on the programming. This game has no budget at this moment of development, but this is the idea of the full game. No chapter-based or anything. I also plan to add a fan art room to this game. Now, to answer a question you all might be asking yourselves right now, will there be lore? Simple. No! It's not trying to be a horror game, but that doesn't mean that there can't be a little story to it. No lore. No lore. But that doesn't mean that something will give you that decision. You got a choice to make in this game, but you gotta find it. How do you find it? Well, it's not an ARG. It's not something hidden in a line of code. It's not hiding in the texture of a background of a teaser or anything. All I could say is that it's hidden somewhere in a dark room in the center of a maze. Somewhere up here. Anyways, that's all I have for the development for now. No confirmed release dates, but we are getting close. If you want to help out, you can spread the word on our game. We're trying to build an audience for this game so everybody can enjoy. It will come out for free on Game Jolt. This game is free. So, if there's any Let's Players out there, it's free on Game Jolt. Until we get some cash for Steam and eventually the full vision I have for this game in the far future. But that's your decision to make. So again, spread the word. Thanks for watching. Like and sub, and leave questions you have below. And I'll see you all soon.